Hello, I'm Irina Kiptikova, and welcome to the next in our series of video blogs focused on mainframes. Earlier, we discussed why the mainframe topic is so hot today again, how we can automate mainframe support, and how we can apply DevOps to mainframes. This time, the technology analyst Mark Hillary is going to question Sergey Beganski, head of our mainframe department that deals with new technologies for mainframes, about open source for mainframes. And I'm handing over to Mark to introduce the questions.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mark Hillary. I'm a writer and analyst focused on technology. Previously in my career, I headed a large software development team for an investment bank, and we transitioned all of our servers over to Linux, an open source operating system. And at the time that I did that, it was a bit unusual because Linux was, I think, just less than 10 years old. And I was porting all the bank's main server systems for their trading to a free operating system. I mean, as we know now, this is very mainstream. It's used across the world. But what we wanted to talk about here today is have mainframes also adjusted to this open source world and environment. So it's great to have Sergey here. Sergey, it's great to speak to you and have this opportunity to learn something about the mainframe use of open source. So could you first, just to outline, why are people getting more interested in open source and what are the advantages?
Thank you, Mark. People are interested in open source because it gives them value. Some say it's free. I could say it's cost effective. If you or a company are active in the open source community, you earn good reputation. It's easy to adjust open source software to your needs because any developer can make changes in the code and add required functionality.
Okay, that's interesting. And the thing is that I remember when I was trying to convince my boss at a major international bank to move all of the servers over to open source, they were worried about reliability, reliability and security. So how reliable are open source mainframe systems and how do you manage security?
The open source code can be even higher of quality than traditional code because it's not a team of a few developers who work on it, but thousands of developers from around the world. They all have unique experience in different technologies, industries and projects, and as many developers check the code, they find and fix the bugs very quickly. Open source software has very strong protection because open source community can find security holes quickly. They report code owner regarding bugs, and the code owner fixes them immediately.
Okay, great. I mean, are there any particular companies or organizations leading this push to get more open source systems on mainframes? It seems like a very recent trend, and I hadn't even heard about it until IBA told me about this.
Open source for mainframe has not been widely spread, but recently such mainframe players as IBM, Broadcom, and Rocket made a decision to use this approach to software development. They launched the Open Mainframe project within Linux Foundation to implement the open source projects for the mainframes. And currently, the biggest mainframe open source project of the Linux Foundation is ZOWE. This new open source software platform enables developers to use tools, modern tools, and technologies for the mainframes on the ZOWE system.
Okay, okay. And one of the biggest problems I know that you have managing mainframes is just finding resource, finding the people with the right skills. Typically, they used to be older people that had these skills because they were working earlier in the development of the IT industry. But does going open source make it easier for you to find skilled resource to work on these systems?
Well, it's not a secret that one of the key problems with mainframes is that the cohort of programmers who support them has been shrinking. So projects like ZOWE attract younger generation to the mainframe platform and make it more popular and understandable for developers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and are these kind of projects just theory at the moment, or have you really been delivering projects for some of your clients? I mean, if you could talk about any examples that exist, that would be great.
Well, we at IBA are really interested in development of open source for the mainframe. Our teams develop custom software for our clients using ZOWE framework. Our experts study this framework and use it in different pilot projects. And for example, we develop a plugin for the Visual Studio Code using the ZOWE framework to convert code from assembly language to C language. And one of our custom projects involves development of web interface for ZOS application using ZOWE framework.
Okay, Sergey, that's great. Thanks very much. That's really informative. Okay, let's return to Irina now.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Sergey. Thanks to everyone for watching this video. If you want to add more capabilities to your mainframes or are looking for additional information about new technologies for mainframes, please contact us.